Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan G here, the Paisley, and Lincoln. Jackson is way over there in the field. Where is he? Oh, there he is, way over there. We are at a little pasture that's over by our house, and these cows are so funny. We've been coming here every day and feeding them. So our leftover pizza crust, which nobody wants to eat ever. But this cow was so funny yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I should have recorded this. This cow was super funny yesterday. They're pretty friendly. These are the friendliest cows I've ever seen. Kingston, get on, load up. Load up. Sit. Okay, we got to keep the dog in check. Come here. Stay. Lincoln is like a little bit afraid of him.
There's only one crust
left.
Aren't
you, Link?
Yeah. You want it? Only one crust.
I gotta feed my baby.
Which one's your baby? I don't think you know. Right? Here, buddy. Look. Oh. You're a nice cow. And you're gonna taste amazing one day, I bet. There's one baby cow that's like really tiny, where this saying, see it? It's right by the tree. You guys can't see it yet, but super tiny. Why would the baby trust us? I think these ones here have obviously been raised around people a lot. That's why they're not really afraid of us. Dude, there is literally a cow over here that has one of those rings in its nose. I thought that was just something that you see on like TV, man. Look at this.
Is that a bull?
I think that's a bull. Does it have balls, Link? Can you see?
Yeah.
It does? Okay, yeah. Here, bull. You want this? So, Paisley, tell everybody what you did for the first time today in your entire life.
I went to detention.
You went to what?
Math detention.
Paisley had detention. Paisley, our sweet little angel, had detention today.
I beat up a kid, gave him a black eye.
That's not why. She did not turn in her homework at the exact time she was supposed to. It had to be turned in at 8:05. And what time did you try to turn it in at? Some random time?
Tuesday it had to be turned in by 8:05, but Mom didn't.
Oh, you notice that, guys? She's blaming this on Mom and not taking personal responsibility for your actions.
It had to be turned in at that time. So.
It's not Mom's responsibility to manage your homework. It's your responsibility. Okay, the baby's over here. Let's see. Getting attacked by a cow. You want to attack him, Kingston? Come here, baby cow. Baby cow. Eat cheese, dude. Cheese is made from cows. Oh my gosh, I'm touching the bull! Look at how big this bull is! Okay, guys. These are one of the moments where I'm like, I should do something stupid. I was totally about to do it too.
Shut him down.
Time we were searching for my phone, we couldn't find it. I freaking jumped on that cow, man.
You should have asked me to video.
I know, I thought I was gonna be able to hold it, and like as I was riding the cow.
No, he jumped on it and it went boom. Dad is really breathing like, and then there was sand everywhere.
There was sand everywhere. I was on my ass in like a heartbeat. Was that awesome? Did you see it, Lincoln? What did you see when Dad jumped on?
Just so the cow's like this.
Yeah, all the cows freaked out, huh?
I know. It like spinned around and knocked that off in 1 second.
Knocked off like 1 second, dude.
Dad should have rode it.
The bull. I was thinking about it next time. So Tiffany gets like really upset
When he does
When
dumb
I-
stuff like riding a cow.
when I do dumb stuff like this. So we are gonna go home. Paisley is gonna secretly record while we show Tiff the video, and you guys are gonna see like the tongue lashing that I always get. Yeah, the raw anger. We are gonna sneak into mom's room, wherever she is. We're gonna show her the video, and we're just gonna secretly record her, understand? Nobody give this away.
So
It's important.
I'm recording. No one
Mom's
else.
recording, nobody else, okay? Let's
I'm
go.
not mom.
He jumped on a cow.
I jumped on it, I freaking rode it for like a second, and then I kicked off. The phone was missing for like...
You guys know what's going to happen, right? They're going to come out, they're going to try to get off the property and never come back again.
Hey, what is up, guys? Ryan and the Pickle here.
Seriously? That was like the most unflattering video of me ever. Like, as if. I never saw that. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy that you freaking secretly filmed me.
Nobody cares.
I think it's a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got Rodeo Ryan, Tiff...
Oh, Rodeo Ryan.
Rodeo Ryan, I like that.
I kind of like it.
You gonna take Rodeo Ryan for a ride tonight?
Gosh. Okay. After that unflattering video, no, you're in deep trouble. Like, oh my gosh.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jason Walker, Mary.
Ryan needs to get his head examined. Hey, I'm with ya. We're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm married to a 10-year-old.
And then Lincoln was like, so Lincoln said the other day, he's like, Dad, because my shoulder still freaking hurts, man. It's been like 3 weeks since that happened. And I'm like, my shoulder is killing me, right? And Lincoln's like, Dad, why did you do that? And I said, so that in 20 years, you, Paisley, and Jackson are going to be sitting in a room. You're probably going to be drinking. And you're going to be like, do you remember when Dad rode that cow? And you guys are all going to laugh. I did it for that moment. 20 years in the future.
20 years in the future. Well, whatever. Rodeo Ryan is going to get whipped in a bad way. Yeah, exactly, Mary. You got it. A very bad. Okay, but you're only a kid once or maybe twice for Ryan. Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
I can't believe you. Now this video is permanently on there.
Yeah, I know. This is on the internet forever. I'm going to turn it into an NFT and somebody's going to own it.
Like that, I was clearly not impressed, as you can see by my face, but this is the thing. I'm like that often.
You are like that often.
Like, I have
There's
that,
many situations where
that
we're like,
face-
now we got to go tell Mom.
that face of like just pure disapproval, right? Ugh.
But they're good stories. Holy cow, that was funny.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay,
gosh.
so Bill says, Ryan, a boot. You must be Canadian, Bill. A boot the course on April 22nd. Do we have to
Oh,
pay?
he's talking about the Sheepdog course.
Or the bounce off
Email
the
me.
class.
Email me. Send
Yeah.
me an email.
Email Tiff.
Send me an email. And we'll
Ryan
work
is in
something
trouble. No, I can't get in trouble. I pretty much just do what I want.
Because he doesn't ever listen to me. He doesn't pay attention to me. I'm just a, annoying little thing there. He does whatever he wants, and he tells the kids, like, don't tell Mom. Like,
What did I do the other day that Lincoln was like, I'm going to rat you out as soon as we get home? And I bought a knife.
the knife?
I bought the coolest freaking knife at
You
this
should have
gun
had
store.
it.
I should have. I wasn't even thinking. This knife was like made by Indians. It's like a bone, like some kind of animal bone is the handle. And then it's like that slate, like an arrowhead, but it's like a big one, like this long. So
it is
cool, man.
It
is so cool.
But it was a little pricey.
I paid a lot of money for it, but it's one of those items that I've never seen before, and I was like, I have to have that. So yeah, it was super awesome.
Yeah,
but I told Lincoln, I was like, dude, don't tell Mom about this. And he's like, I'm telling her as soon as we walk in the house. So I was like, you're a traitor.
So he came to me and he's like, Mom, and he gave me a price tag. And I said, what's this? And he's like, Dad bought this knife, but pretend that you found this price tag. Did you see it? You got the number? I'm throwing this away right now. I'm getting rid of the evidence. And he runs away.
What a little scumbag,
So
dude.
he told me right away.
I can't wait till he's married. Him and I are hanging out at some gun store. He buys some gun, and he's like, don't tell my wife. And I'm going to be like, okay.
Good evening from the Flagel family. What is up, Shane and Melissa?
Yeah.
I hope that you finally got your book. Forgot to send it.
Okay, Tactical Matt. Your parents had a very interesting goal for you in life to name you Tactical Matt as a child.
Well, you're Rodeo Ryan. Shut up. I wouldn't say anything.
Okay, so quick question. When mounting an optic on a stock Glock MOS, should you clean the oil off where the optic goes, or do you want some oil left on there?
Oh, he's talking about like underneath.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Yeah, oil.
I would remove it all, and you want to really make sure you get it off of, it's only on there so it doesn't rust.
Underneath.
Remember, when you buy a gun, so you guys don't know this because your guns get cleaned before you buy it at a gun store. When guns like originally arrive to the firearm, the FFL, they are like covered in oil. There's tons of crap on it. Sometimes they have rust on them, all kinds of stuff because they've been sitting in storage for so long, right? So the gun store wipes it off, wipes it clean, and then puts it on the shelf. So that's all that extra oil that's under there. That's just because Glock smothers it in stuff while it sits in warehouses, shipping, and all that. So, yeah, just take it off. Get it off with the screws. Make sure you put some blue Loctite on there. Never red, because red is semi-permanent. Very hard to get off.
Yeah. But it doesn't hurt anything to have once you clean it off, to have a thin layer of oil anywhere on your gun. It never hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, except on the threads, right? Because we want to be able to have that blue Loctite to make sure it's secured. And it's not going to, like, wobble off, right?
Fly off, right. Exactly, or loosen up.
Yep.
Okay, good. Got that out of the way for Tactical Matt.
Tactical Matt.
I feel like in my head, like Matt, I'm sorry, I'm just going to make fun of you for a second, but I feel like in my head, like he's wearing some coyote brown 511 tactical pants, the cargo pants, and he's
probably holding an AR-15 right now.
He's got like
watching.
Probably some Oakleys, that wrap around.
Oh yeah, the cool guy Oakleys.
Yeah, he's probably got a way better beard than you happening. Is my
This
guess.
is not difficult. There's like 7-year-olds that have better beards than me, Tiff. All right, so let's talk about this crazy shooting. So my buddy Todd just texted me, and then he called and told me that his friend literally just shot a guy in the stomach a couple days ago
Really?
in Jacksonville. That's what it sounded like, yeah. So this guy has been stalking her. I don't know how old she is.
Her?
His friend.
Okay.
And the reason I'd say I don't know what the age is because she met this guy at a skate park.
Oh.
Which tells me, like, you're probably pretty young.
Yeah, I can't imagine too many adults hang out at a skate park, right?
Only the ones selling weed. Okay? But this guy, like, they dated a little bit. I guess it didn't go super far.
Wait, he's
okay,
21.
She's 21. That makes sense. So she's 21. I knew that, by the way. This bad guy had been stalking her, harassing her. It was so much that she was actually able to get an injunction against this guy.
Okay, yeah, so the legit stalking.
Which is crazy.
Because you have to have, like, all the evidence.
I have a ton of students that are, like, getting physically attacked, crazy stuff happening, and they apply for an injunction, and they still can never get one.
Yeah, it's sad.
So if she was able to get an injunction, that means there was obviously, like, a lot of bad stuff happening.
Right. Exactly.
I don't remember the whole details right now. But,
hydrate.
I know. So the bad guy basically went into the house one day and was saying, like, hey, is she here? I want to talk to her. He's, like, in love with her or whatever. They said, no, she's not here. He's trying to force his way in. But then he came up to her the other night, somehow was able to push her onto the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. She was at a graveyard visiting her dad who had passed or whatever.
Gotcha.
He attacked her, shoved her to the ground.
So he followed her there?
He probably follows her a lot, right?
Yeah.
He's standing over her with the skateboard, and then one thing led to another. She was able to pull out a gun. She popped him right in the, like, stomach area.
Maybe because he was on top of her, and that's why it's a stomach
maybe
draw from while he's on top, and then it's just kind of like belly shot.
So bad guy ran away. She ran away. They both called the police, and then the bad guy ended up getting arrested. It sounds like no charges against her.
So good for this young lady. So she obviously already had her carry permit.
Yes. So she's a Navy veteran,
okay,
which is awesome.
Okay,
so she has some gun experience, and I'm sure the stalking issue, like, obviously probably highly motivated her. If not to get the permit, it was to start carrying it consistently. Yeah, so I think that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty wild, right?
So crazy.
Now, was it legal? I know no charges pressed yet, but what do you guys think inside of the comments here? Is it legal for her to shoot that guy after getting shoved onto the ground, have a bad guy standing over you with a skateboard? Is that enough?
Well, let's ask ourselves the big questions, right?
Okay.
I mean,
so what's question number one?
You ask it, right? You're the instructor, not me.
How could this...
I don't get the big money. I don't get paid the big money to know the big questions, right?
Okay. How could this situation have been avoided?
Really nothing, because she's already went and did her due diligence. She got the injunction. She, took those steps. So there's really nothing that she could have done to...
Yeah, he followed her. Yeah. So nothing she can really do based on the information we have, right? Does she have a reasonable belief of imminent death, great bodily harm, or the imminent commission of a forcible felony?
So this is where, it's case-by-case basis, right? So you're taking a young girl, 21, who's already terrified of this guy. He's already proved to be a threat, and enough of a threat that the judge would have filed in it.
Correct.
Allowed her to file an injunction, because it's hard to get an injunction against someone. So hard,
yeah.
So I could definitely say, based on what we know, that she could articulate to a jury that she was in fear for her life.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Because she, has this evidence. There's court documents.
You're standing over her with a skateboard.
You're not supposed to be there. You've obviously...
Well, hold on. The injunction wasn't like, it got approved, but it wasn't issued to him yet.
Okay, no, I mean, like, it's not like you're in the, it's different if, my grandmother's grave is right there. I'm assuming he wasn't visiting anybody at that graveyard and just came. He's stalking her. So.
He's harassing her.
Yeah, harassing her, exactly. And then the next question is...
Okay, so let's first of all cover this skateboard thing, right? So imagine if somebody is standing over you with a baseball bat with a skateboard, which in my opinion is like the same thing, right?
So he
Very
had
similar.
A skateboard?
Standing over her, like intimidating her.
Okay.
In my opinion, I fully believe that is enough to kill me or cause severe bodily injury.
That's enough to cause
So I am definitely going to smoke you.
Yeah.
So the third question is the use of deadly force immediately necessary? And again, in my opinion, I think yes. If I'm walking through a park and I see a guy standing on top of a young woman, he's got a skateboard like he's going to hit her, dude, I'm not saying anything. I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to introduce you to Jesus super quick, right? Yeah. Next question is she in a place that she has a right to be?
Yes.
Yeah, she has a right to be at this graveyard or whatever, cemetery. And the final question is she committing a crime? Now, we don't know that, but to the best of our knowledge, sounds like the answer is no.
Yeah, she's visiting her father.
Yeah. So pretty crazy.
Crazy. So, yeah.
So lots of people. So David said, all my brothers skated. Skateboards can be used as a deadly weapon by grabbing trucks.
So wasn't Rittenhouse, wasn't the guy that attacked him on the ground, didn't he have a skateboard?
One of them, yeah.
One of the guys? Okay. Yeah. Because they kind of use that as, hey, this could be used as a weapon. So, yeah. Interesting.
All right. So Canic Bill says, pew, pew, smoke 'em. Greg is asking, did he throw popcorn at her? That's a great question, Greg. Because we all know popcorn is definitely...
yeah.
Okay, so Joe Carlo says, hey, you inspired me 2 years ago to move to Freedom, Florida.
Awesome.
7 months ago from New York City to get my concealed carry permit and enjoy the wonderful people, the weather. Of course, I did everything you said in your YouTube videos.
Awesome.
That's great, man.
We're excited.
Yeah, welcome to freedom.
Okay, so Shane says you shoot to stop the threat, so double tap to the chest should stop it really quick. Yeah, well, it sounds like I said, that she, just got it. I mean, belly. So it sounds like he survived.
Yeah, the massive mistake that I see so far is that she only fired one shot.
Right.
Now, maybe that one shot was enough to stop him.
Yeah, if he immediately was like, I'm out, turned around and
But I got to tell you, this is why. So today I went shooting with one of our students named John as part of the Beginner's Guide to Firearms course. And I said to him, I was like, John, you've shot with me like 10 times now, right?
Yeah.
I said, John, I want you to shoot a little faster. And he's like, I don't know how to do it. So, and he was like, boom. And then he's like, boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, just pull the trigger as fast as you can.
Right.
Trust your body.
Yeah.
And then I showed him real quick and I said, just do that. And what was funny is he was actually shooting more accurate, more consistently.
Because you think less.
And I said, John, you've already built such a firm foundation here.
Yeah.
You don't need to think. Let your subconscious do the work.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I pushed him and he was doing like great. And then he signed up for the Sheepdog Masterclass afterwards.
Because he got a taste of it.
I think he didn't think he could do it.
Right.
And then when he did it, he was like, oh, actually, I can do this.
Yeah.
But my point is, when a threat is attacking you, we don't fire 1 or 2 shots. We keep shooting until the bad guy stops.
Yeah.
So
whatever that is, though.
Bare minimum. That should be like 3 shots or so right in the high center chest.
Yeah.
Because the scary part now is this scumbag's going to get out of jail. He's already been doing a ton of bad stuff. Yeah. And a restraining order is just a piece of paper. He doesn't care. So that's scary to have to live with, right? We just had another student came to the class. I always know, like, the question that I always ask is, why do you want to carry a gun, right?
Yeah.
And this woman who's, like, older than us, she starts tearing up, and I can tell she was upset. And she said, my husband is just getting out of jail. I had an injunction against him. We're going through a divorce, and the judge will not renew the injunction.
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh, shit. So she's scared, right? Bad stuff has already happened. And for some reason, this judge in Pasco County, I think it was, is saying we're not going to renew it. So that's like a lot of fear that this lady has to now live with because her scumbag husband is doing evil stuff, right?
Right, yeah. I always hate to hear stories like that because how terrible would that be to like live in that kind of fear, knowing that at any moment.
Well, you know, 2 of our students got murdered, right?
I know.
Okay.
Of
Have I
course
shared that
know.
story to
No,
you
but
guys?
You can go ahead and share it because it's a powerful story.
Okay, I'm going to wait.
Oh, what are you going to wait for?
I want to know if you guys have heard the story of 2 of our female students that got murdered. Like 2 months, 3 months after they took my concealed carry class. Put it in the comments below. Either yes, you heard the story, or no, you've never heard the story. Teach that woman for free. Yeah, we actually always teach. We offer free classes, free training for people that are victims of domestic violence, have a restraining order, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see lots of no's. So here's what happened. I had a class full of people. I asked this woman, why do you want to carry a gun? And she said, I'm afraid of my ex-husband. And a bunch of people laughed, and she was like, no, I'm actually serious. And I was like, okay, so like, what's going on with your ex-husband? And she said, we got divorced. I came out that she's a lesbian or whatever, and she's like dating this other woman and then decided to move in with this other woman. And that like really made this guy pissed.
Right.
Okay. So he started making some threats to her. So, you know, her and her girlfriend or whatever decided to both get guns, get concealed carry permits, get some training. So then like 2-3 months goes by, and all of a sudden I see in the newspaper that 2 women were murdered last night. And I was like, oh, it's interesting. So I start reading the article, and it says this man, the ex-husband, comes to their home, kicks in the door wearing full body armor and a shotgun, and these 2 women grab their guns, they open fire, but obviously they're hitting center mass, they're hitting this guy's body armor.
He's got body armor.
He took the rounds, he was able to shoot and kill both of them, and then he turned the shotgun on himself and killed himself.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy smokes, dude. So finally, after I figured out what their names were, then I checked it in our system, and I was like, those were our students.
That was the girls, yeah.
Holy
Because you
smokes.
had a hunch. You were asking me to pull it up. So there's been a few stories like that where I'll pull up, you know, where you hear about these shootings, and I'll pull up in our system. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know that there's things that you can do, right, to get yourself prepared, and there's precautions that you can take. But in situations like that, where it's a stalker or, you know, an ex or something where they know your routine, and I mean, it's got to be so hard to live on like red alert, whatever it's called, condition red. Is that what it is? Or
Yeah, condition red.
Condition red all the time. Like, could you imagine living in condition red
So-
every time you open your front door?
Maybe they don't understand what condition red is, so let's talk about that real quick. So it's called the Cooper Color Code, and there's basically 4 different levels of like awareness, we'll kind of say, right? So level white is like when you're asleep in your bed, okay? You're unaware. You don't really know what's happening.
When you haven't pissed off your wife, though.
Okay.
Because tonight...
I sleep fine. I'm going to sleep fine. I don't care. Yeah. She's tried to kick me out of the bed before. She's like, you go sleep on the couch. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening.
I did that like 15 years ago. I haven't done it again. Because Ryan's
But it doesn't
like,
matter.
No.
I'm fine.
He's
I'll
like,
sleep fine.
You go.
Yeah, you want to sleep in a different room? Have at it.
And I'm too old. I'm like, no, I want a comfy bed. So just whatever. I'm mad at you. And then I turn my way and he turns his way and we're good.
Okay, whatever. So that's condition white. Which condition white is a very dangerous condition to live in, right? Because you're unaware and you just don't know what's happening. Mm-hmm. So the next level up is condition yellow. And that's where we want to live as a sheepdog, as a concealed carry permit holder. So condition yellow means that we are aware of our surroundings, we're vigilant, we're analyzing people's body language, we're looking for pre-incident indicators that may signal that violent intent is imminent.
Something's off.
But we haven't identified anything yet, okay? So while we're in condition yellow, if we identify a potentially dangerous situation, that's when we shift to condition orange. So condition orange means we've identified a threat. The threat, the attack hasn't started yet, but we're trying to position and orient ourselves in a way that we gain a strategic advantage when the attack starts. Condition red is gunfire is happening. The attack is imminent. This is on. Your guy is stabbing you. You're shooting somebody. You're fighting somebody. That's condition red, right? So condition red is the attack is happening. And you got to be ready.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, when you're dealing with an ex, that's just, like, next level scary.
Yeah.
So, guys probably don't have to deal with it as much. I'm going to say probably because I know some do and have.
Yeah, it's one of the number 1 rules of being a man is don't bang crazy chicks because it's very hard to get away from that. And the worst thing that could ever happen is if you get a crazy chick pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, dude. You might as well tap out, call it quits, bro, because your life is going to be rough.
But I'm just saying, like, in general, it happens to women, you know, more than it happens to men. But it's such a scary thing because they, you know, to live in that heightened sense of, you know, always kind of being in fear, always watching over your shoulder, stuff like that. It's very scary and it sucks. So
yeah, I couldn't imagine it. We had a story of a student who came with her mom or dad. She came with one of her parents, and I asked why she wanted to carry a gun, and she said my boyfriend. So she broke up with her boyfriend. Yeah. And you know the boyfriend's like texting her or whatever. Why are you breaking up? Whatever. But she blocked him. She's not answering. So he waited in the parking lot of her job.
Oh, I know this one.
And as she was walking to her car, she, you know, she's in condition white. She's not paying attention. This guy stood up. He had a cup that was full of lighter fluid, and he poured it on her. And then he lit a lighter, and he said, you're going to effing talk to me, or I'm going to light you on fire. So she talked to him. She was able to get him to calm down. And she got in her car, and she left. Called the police. Police were never able to find this guy. She took our concealed carry class, and I said, like...
Didn't she move, though? Like,
She moved to a different state. I won't say what state, but she moved to a different state, which is smart.
That's what you got to do.
You can't stay in this area, because that guy's going to find you.
You have to move on and start your life over.
And those are the kind of people that will murder you, unfortunately.
Yes, they will find you, that you might have got away that time. Okay, so... this guy says, wait. He says, my son got 3 crazy chicks pregnant. Like, Lordy.
He should have a reality show. Yeah. That would probably be amazing.
Tom. Okay, wait. So Ted says, I'm sorry, is there such thing as a non-crazy chick? What is that video? Like the unicorn video? And it talks about like...
The hot crazy matrix?
Yeah, the hot crazy matrix. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, you know it like that, huh?
I study it.
I'm on there. Tiffany's the crazy chick.
Yeah, it said, and the number 1 rule is don't date strippers or girls named Tiffany.
Yeah. Oops. But you gotta be honest though. I'm calm and I'm sane.
Yeah, you're good.
Like I mean I get my moments. We all do. But I mean for the most part, I'm pretty level headed.
Yeah, you're good. I'm fine with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some.
I've got his balls in my hand right now, so he's complying.
Yeah. There's some.
Say I'm good. Say it.
There are some women that come into the concealed carry class, and I'm like, wow, you are high maintenance. Your husband is like, your husband's giving the eyes like, why do you want to carry a gun? He's like,
Shh, don't ask.
Holding up a little card, please call someone.
Okay. Tiff is Canadian, not crazy. Yeah, well.
I don't know, man. I think those two go hand in hand sometimes.
Yeah. I'm not crazy anymore. Let's just say that. Okay.
Okay, so do you want to tell everybody about this mass shooting? Let's play this video of this mass shooting. Everybody ready?
30 minutes after I got here, it was just, I heard shots and stuff, and everybody was running and stuff.
This man asked to only be identified by his last name, Tatum, and he came to the Hood Nick car show in Dumas Saturday night, and his cousin is lucky to be alive today.
I seen one guy got shot and stuff, and he just fell. And then it turned out like after we left, it was my cousin. He got shot 2 times.
Tatum's cousin was one of more than 24 people shot at the car show, hosted by a nonprofit promoting nonviolence.
It is an active and ongoing investigation.
In a news conference Sunday afternoon, Arkansas State Police Colonel Bill Bryant confirmed one person died, identified as 23-year-old Cameron Schaefer of Jacksonville.
Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and also with all the families and our shooting victims.
Of the victims, several were children, all under the age of 11, a couple younger than 2 years old.
5 of the 6 victims have been released.
Bryant says this doesn't appear to be gang-related. Early in the investigation, it seems like an argument between two pushed to the extreme.
There was no mass shooting intended on this. It was 2 individuals who got in a gunfight and exchanged gunfire.
Troopers say at least 2 gunmen were involved.
We're still looking for 2 people until we get the case together and file the formal charges.
Tatum says he hopes people learn a lesson from this.
Everybody need to come together and just...
Okay, so it was basically like an argument between 2 dudes who like just pulled out guns and started this epic, massive gun battle. So 27 people injured. I think only 1 person died.
But even a 19-month-old baby?
Yeah.
So, like, these guys are just shooting.
Again, they don't care. They're doing the gangster, just shooting wildly, right? They don't care. But this goes to show, right? You may not be... People say, I don't need a gun because I don't put myself in these situations.
You're at a car show that you've probably done.
Lots of times.
Lots of times.
If you are in a public area... You were in these situations.
Yeah.
You just never know. 2 guys get into an argument and then they bust out guns and they just start shooting at each other. Whoa. And you're in the crossfire, right?
So what do you do? What do you do, Ryan G. Thomas, when you're there with your family? What do you do?
So number 1, you run and get to a position of cover. So before I tell you guys what cover is, put in the comments, what is cover? What does that mean? Okay. And what is cover not?
Well, and RV Dog, you can't just walk away. That you got to run away. Or you're saying just walk away from the argument. Sure.
Yeah, I'm talking about, okay, duck, seek cover, 2 hours from Jacksonville. Tell me what is conceal or what is cover?
So
lots of people not telling me.
I'm going to guess because I don't know, but I'm going to guess that cover is... Well, I'm probably going to be wrong, so I'll just...
So cover is a position of safety that you're in that bullets cannot penetrate. So look, Alan finally got it. Okay. So what cover is not is hiding behind a car because bullets will travel through a car door, car window like wild, right? That's a misconception.
If you're like exactly behind like the engine, maybe...
The engine will protect you.
Yeah.
But the tire's not protecting you. A car door is not protecting you.
Like you see in the movies where they're behind a car door.
Now, police officers, many times their doors are...
Bulletproof.
They have Kevlar inside, so that'll stop a pistol round, right? Okay. Not going to stop a rifle round.
Right.
But yeah, you just got to understand that. So get to a position of cover. Okay. And then get your gun out, obviously. And if you can smoke one of these dudes, then you got to be able to do it. Yeah. But if you can't, you just got to get in that position. If anybody comes around that corner, you got to be ready to do it.
Yeah, because running, I mean, if you're like running, that's what I'm guessing. All these people that got shot, they weren't just standing there doing nothing. They were running, but shots are flying.
And see, that was like, if you remember the Las Vegas massacre, that was part of the problem, right? Is that the shooting started and a lot of people just started running.
Yeah.
But now all you're doing, you're all glumped together still. And it's just shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that happened during that shooting is people just laid on the ground. Well, that guy's in an elevated position, so you laying on the ground is actually making it easier.
Right.
And then the final...
Because they didn't know where it was coming from either.
I just think that they had never thought of it before. They never thought about this, so they don't know, and they just do something.
Where do you go, though? There's no position to cover. You're in a big field.
There were positions to cover. There were big concrete. There were big concrete barricades and stuff there that people were just running right past. One person was hiding and videotaping. They were hiding behind metal bleachers. So you've seen those before, the super thin metal. And I'm like, man, you're a fool. What are you doing? Right. So anyway, get to cover, get your gun out, orient it at the threat, and if you can, take a shot.
Yeah. So, but if you're not experienced, if you're not an experienced shooter, I wouldn't say try to take a shot because chances are you're just going to shoot that way.
Yeah, and
piss
Bruce,
them off and then get shot yourself.
Bruce brings up a big question. He says, you could have smoked one of those dudes, but which one? And all the confusion, how can you tell who the aggressor is and who's the victim? Oh, that's a great point. So you remember the active shooter that we had at the car wash down the street from me 3 months ago? You know, he was a pretty normal looking person. He looked like a dentist. Shirt's tucked in. Like, listen, anybody has their shirt tucked in, I don't perceive you as a threat. Okay, he's wearing a collar. That's not funny. I thought that was going to get a laugh from you, Tiff.
No, because I'm mad because they said hide behind a big-boned woman. So rude.
Okay, I got a
hide behind the fatties.
Okay, I got a funny story in a second, but we'll get to that. So that guy, you know, if I was at that car wash, which that's a car wash I go to, if I saw that guy pull out a gun and start shooting, my mind immediately would think this is a law-abiding concealed carry permit holder because of just the way he looked. And he's engaging a threat. It wouldn't be until the police showed up and he's shooting at the cops that I would finally put together that this is actually the bad guy. So, Will, crazy story, dude.
Just wait, before you move on from that, let me just say this. Aren't they both bad guys at this point? Because they're both shooting in an open area, killing people.
I think they're making mistakes, but one of them obviously started it.
Right.
All right, I don't know if you guys... So when I read this headline, I thought there's no way this story is true. There's no way this is a real story. Oh,
gosh. What is your
headline? Then I Googled it, and I was like, this is a real incident that happened here in Florida.
Okay, when?
Shocking.
Like lately? Oh, this story.
This happened in 2016, so it's a little bit old, but it doesn't matter.
Are you thinking about this because of their comment?
Yeah. So it said, here's the headline. 400-pound woman survives sexual assault by herd of manatees. And I had to really think about this for a minute. Like, was she getting raped and the manatees saved her? Or were the manatees raping her? So then I read the article. And this woman was swimming in the ocean in Fort Pierce.
You got to Google it.
When all of a sudden, she noticed that there was a group of manatees all around her. Then one of the manatees got on top of her and forced her under the water and began sexually assaulting her, allegedly. It's pretty awesome. So I don't know if you guys can see it. That's the woman. It's a real story, bro.
You got to Google it.
If that doesn't make you want to subscribe to Weight Watchers, I don't know what will.
Craziness. I didn't know that could happen.
Me neither.
It makes me think.
Do you remember I was swimming in the ocean in Fort DeSoto?
Didn't a dolphin do that to you?
No, a manatee in Fort DeSoto came up like 4 or 5 feet away from me, and I was like, I'm done. Get me the hell out of here. Then we were in Daytona, and I was swimming like I was far out in the ocean, and a dolphin came up right next to me, and I was like, I'm done. Get me out.
Yeah. But you'll ride a cow.
I'll ride a cow.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Florida woman. Yeah, exactly. A humpatee. Boom.
Humidity.
Oh, I like the hump.
It's pretty funny, man. Full-figured concealment, Road King. I haven't seen you in a long time, Road King. Good to see you, man.
Why? He's been on here.
Oh, has
Sometimes we just miss the comments. I know. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump to a question real quick before we get too far. Randy says, I have a weird question. I already took the class, but wanted to know if I can take a picture of my concealed carry on my phone, and will that suffice for a license? Probably not. Because
the statute actually says.
Yeah, the law specifically says that if you're carrying a gun, you have to be in possession of your concealed carry permit, or it's a $15 or a $25 fine if you get caught by the police. Yeah. So not like it's that big of a deal, but
I say, have it on you, but I think having a picture on your phone isn't a bad idea either. Just save it to your favorites. Have it there just in case. It's going to depend on who pulls you over, honestly.
Yeah.
It's going to depend
Honestly, most cops don't even ever ask to see mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's really just going to depend on which cop gets you.
Okay, so Todd said Did you ever show your Mexico animal video yet?
No,
I have not showed it, Todd. Are you guys ready?
What? Oh, you're going to do
Are
it
you guys
now?
ready for the grand finale of this is going to be our Super Bowl ad. I actually literally am going to spend $6 million that I do not have to run this as a Super Bowl ad.
None of that is happening.
In 2023.
Listen,
you ready?
wait. Before you run a $6 million ad, you better upgrade my 2007 Mercury Mountaineer.
We're going to run a $6 million ad so that we can make a little bit of money teaching concealed carry classes. But whatever.
Thank you so much, Robert. He said we're the best. I love it.
Okay, you guys ready?
Okay,
what's up, guys? This is it. Show them what I'm after.
So we're on this ledge, and all of a sudden we just see that there's this iguana, like on this crazy ledge. Like, whoa. He's like, okay, what's gonna happen? He's gonna bite you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan here. I am in Cancun, Mexico. I just caught a wild iguana, and I just want to tell you guys about my brand new book, Florida Concealed Carry Law. This book is exploding. Even the people here in Mexico are going crazy over this book. That's not true. But for right now, for a limited time, you can get a copy of my brand new book for free. Just click that link down below. All that I ask is that you pay a little bit of shipping and handling. Grab a copy of my new book. Isn't this iguana freaking awesome?
No animals were hurt.
No animals were hurt, but he's kind of pissed off. Pretty awesome, right? Caught that. Great.
This is a big chungus iguana. Wasn't that crazy? Oh, wow. Did you leave it in there where I was like, no animals were hurt?
Yeah.
In this ad?
Tiffany's
because I'm like, PETA's going to be all over us. You know, you're going to get those.
I rode a freaking cow in this episode.
Oh, my gosh.
Caught an iguana.
Oh, my gosh. This is going to be so, PETA's going to have a heyday with you.
I don't know if you watched that video, but as I was petting one of the cows, I said that you're going to taste really good one day.
If only you were wearing a leather jacket right now, that would be the cherry on the cake.
I'm wearing fur underwear.
Fur underwear?
Yeah.
Gosh.
He looked mad. Yeah, that iguana was mad. But what was interesting is when I set it down, he actually didn't run. The first one that I caught, actually, I didn't catch the first one, right?
Yeah, you did. The one you ran. Yeah,
remember he went into the wall and I couldn't get him.
Caught another one
and then I saw another one sitting there and I was able to grab that one.
They're funny to run. They're pretty fast.
Yeah.
And Ryan's just like running down, right, with his flip-flops, and so funny. But yeah, I totally would have not. Okay, wait. Tijuana iguana. Okay, cool. But somebody said try that with a water monitor lizard. Ooh, what is that? Are those crazy?
I don't know. I would catch it though.
So Ryan will try to get everything.
My goal over that week was to catch. I caught a wild pig. Don't give me that crap. Twice in my life, I have caught a wild pig. Don't you give me this. First time I caught a wild pig, bare hands. You guys want to hear this story? I have never shared this story on the internet, nowhere. So this is intimate Ryan times. Everybody ready? Shukuka. Okay. So I was probably 12 or 13.
The Lizard King. Somebody said the lizard guy,
by
but
that website.
The Lizard King. Isn't that on The Office? Isn't that what he calls him? What he says? I'm the
He goes, you want to start a
King.
war with me? You don't even know my real name. I'm the Lizard King. Okay. So I'm like 13 years old, and we had 40 acres of property in Grants Pass, Oregon. We had a huge, pond at the very top of the mountain, this big shale pit. And somehow we must have been up there hiking or whatever because we found this pig. And my mom was like, you should catch it. So I started chasing it. So I'm chasing it up the mountain, down the mountain, through bushes. And then after an hour of running after this thing, it was forever, man. This pig ran, and it was running towards our pond, and it ran off this cliff that was 15-foot drop into our pond. So the freaking pig ran off, and now it's landed in the middle of the pond, and it's swimming.
Never heard the story.
Okay, it's swimming. My mom just shoves me off this cliff and is like, get it.
Get it?
Yeah.
Was it your dinner?
No, I don't know what her deal was, but she pushes me off this cliff. It's probably one of the main reasons I don't speak to her anymore, but I fall into the water, and I'm swimming after it. I grab it, and I grab it by its feet, and we had that pig as a pet or whatever for several years after that.
So, okay, here's the big question. Seriously, tell the truth. How big was this pig?
When we caught it, it was probably this big, but it was this big around. So not full grown, not like yours when you were a kid.
That big, you said, about that big?
Yeah.
Okay. And you told me that your penis was that big, and it's totally not. So it was about that big is what you're saying.
I'm a grower, not a shower, all right? First of all, you have to understand that.
So you caught a wild pig that was about this big. Do you see this,
The second one I caught was about that big.
Exactly. So
it doesn't matter.
He's telling you guys he caught a wild pig. In your head, you're picturing a wild boar, and I'm here to tell you he caught a piglet. He caught a Winnie the Pooh.
NP. I am going to catch an alligator. I have tried. Did we not try? Did I not spend like an entire week on Thanksgiving trying to catch an alligator at your brother's house?
And I was like, dude, that's because Ryan goes for the babies. I'm like, that's a baby. There's a mama in there. Like, you don't mess around with a mama's.
Crocodile Hunter did it, and the Crocodile Hunter was a freaking genius.
And the Crocodile Hunter is dead, might I add.
You want to know what I found the other day?
What?
I found the Cupcake Hunter video.
I did too.
So we have a video. I will play this video next week for you guys. This is the very first video I ever posted on social media.
Yeah.
Ever. So we had a cupcake company.
So
Tiff was making cupcakes. It would have been
like 14 years ago.
It was a long time ago. So it's pretty hilarious. So I will post that next week. It is so amazing.
Very bad. Very bad audio and everything, because I'm pretty sure that was filmed like on your Palm.
Palm, yeah.
Palm video.
Pilot.
What do you call it? A Palm Pilot?
Palm Pilot.
Back in the day, that was a big thing. Did anybody ever have a Palm Pilot? Was the pig underage? Illegal in some southern states.
Yeah, well, I didn't get the pig pregnant, Greg. Like, I don't know what you're accusing me of here, sir.
Okay, wait. So Michelle said they had a 9-foot gator removed from the pond behind our office. Yeah, it's crazy when those gators. But they say that there's been a gator in every body of water in Florida, right? At some point.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
So I just keep asking my kids to stand close to the edge.
Shut up.
And then if someone grabs it, then I'm golden. I'm going in.
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate that. She said she loves our lives.
We fooled her. Yeah. Okay. You ready for this next story? Okay, so this is something that happened here in Florida. Good Samaritan helped a police officer getting attacked.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. No, I'm going to bring the bag. I'll put the bag in the car. I'm not bothering you, man. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you out there. It's just not like weed. I'm just trying to help you. Okay, come on, let's go. All right.
I got to tell you guys, I live for those kind of moments.
Yeah, but you're going to get called you're a bootlicker.
I don't care. You know how many names I get called on the internet? I don't even know what any of these insults mean.
Yeah, half the time we have to Google them, but we get, we're a bootlicker all the time because to some extent, I mean, we support the blue. Obviously, there's times when we don't support them because things, are out of line. They do stupid stuff, just like every, profession in the world.
You're taking the story in like such a weird direction.
Why?
I'm saying that if that would have happened,
I know you love it. You would be so happy to
would have been like, there would have been, you know what would have been? It would have been that music from, what is it called? It goes, America, yeah, coming to say the fucking day, yeah.
Why do you have to cuss so much?
Because when that was happening, that's the song, the theme song that would be in my head.
Like, there's truck drivers on here. That truck driver, he pulled over fast. Like, that is not easy to stop a truck like that. And he just jumped right out, window open, jumped out.
Yeah, if you guys remember, down in Fort Myers, like 5 or 6 years ago, a cop was actually getting attacked and getting his ass kicked right on the freeway. Yeah. And what was sad is there was a lot of people stopped. Like, everybody's videotaping because that's what people do, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's one guy who was actually a convicted felon, went to prison, got his firearm rights restored, valid concealed carry permit holder, shows up, has his gun in his hand, and the cop said, shoot him. So this guy shot the bad guy, saved the cop. And what was interesting, this like tatted up dude, right?
Yeah.
Been in prison. He's crying on TV during the interview, saying like, I don't remember what he said, but happy I was able to help, whatever.
Right. It happened on Del Mabry here too when we owned the gun store, if you remember. The same thing where a cop pulled someone over, guy started fighting with him, and then there was like 6 cars that all slammed on their brakes, helped this cop. I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's awesome that.
Yeah, I was at a stoplight on Gandy and Del Mabry going north, and a guy that we knew who was a cop in South Tampa had stopped a homeless guy like right in the median. And was talking to the homeless dude, and this other homeless guy was on the side of the road, so behind the cop. He snuck up, and he started walking across the road, coming right towards the officer. And I was in traffic, I'm minding my own business, but I'm just like watching, and when I saw the wolf, this predator homeless guy, trying to sneak up behind the cop, I rolled my window down, and I just yelled, "Hey!" Because that's like my go-to thing.
Right.
And the cop turned around and looked at the guy and was like, "Back up, get on the other side of the road."
Yeah.
But that dude was coming up.
Right.
He was coming up to try to sneak up on that cop and do something.
Yeah, and didn't you tell him, like, I got you or something, or I'm here or something?
I didn't say anything cool like that. I probably was like, "Schnook-a-la-ka-bird."
You were just trying to let him know, though, that
it happened fast, right?
There, yeah.
And it's one of those moments where you're like, is this really happening?
Right.
Is it not happening? Am I overreacting? But you'd rather just overreact and at least be aware of what's happening in your area than let that cop get his ass kicked on the side of the road by 2 homeless dudes.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, I wanted to say thanks.
What's the person's name that sent this?
Gerard.
Okay, Gerard, you're a pain in the ass, all right? So you're a pain in the ass.
I told him it took us a little bit to go get it.
Yeah, so I got this note on my door, and it's like, you got a package from UPS you have to pick up. And I'm like, damn it. I hate going there, right? I hate it, but it's okay. It's all right. So I'm like, okay, it's probably like somebody sending me a gun, probably like a box full of diamonds.
Because that happens every day.
So I went to the post office and told them like, hey, I've got this package or whatever.
It's because we have a mail slot on the door. So if it's anything bigger than the mail slot, they can't stick it through there.
Yeah.
Or did he make you sign for it?
No, it was just a big box.
Yeah, it was a box that couldn't fit through.
Yeah. So I went there and signed for it or whatever, and I'm like, what is this, right? Because I'm thinking, I'm just not expecting it, right? I get in the car, and this is right when me and Tiff had a conversation about me not drinking anymore. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'll stop drinking, whatever, and then you send me alcohol.
Yeah, but it's just, so he sent us this little bottle. It's called, it's peanut butter whiskey, and it says Sheepdog on it. He said, I saw it at the liquor store, and I thought of you right away.
I have had this before. Somebody else bought it from me years ago, and it is really amazing. So if you guys ever are interested, like whiskey, it does taste very good.
Peanut butter whiskey. I mean,
you know what? I thought this is going to be disgusting.
It sounds anything peanut butter.
Yeah, it's really good, very smooth. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Gerard, is that his name?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sending it. We really appreciate it. I keep it on my desk right now, just as a reminder that I can overcome anything.
You're a turd. It was very nice. It was so sweet of him. So that is very nice that he went.
Okay, so RV Dog says, what do you do with your gun at the post office? I leave it in the car, and I usually park somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Now, the way the law works is that some post offices are complying with the federal law, and some aren't. So they have to have a sign at the front entrance that says no guns, no knives allowed. And if they don't have that sign at the entrance, then you're allowed to have a firearm in your vehicle. At the VA, when I go to the VA, they have the signs right at the entrance, so therefore I'm not allowed to park anywhere on the property. So it all depends on whether they post the signs properly.
Yeah. So Crow says you need to show that expensive knife. Yeah, we'll show it the next. We'll show it the next show. Your bone and your.
Oh, I know. It's so cool.
We should have had it on here.
I totally forgot about it. And this is like the crappy thing that I do is I buy this cool stuff. I put it inside of a case because I'm like, I can't let this get ruined. Put it in this case, I shove it in the safe. I'll forget I even own it. Until 5 years later, I'm like, oh my God, look at this.
A long time ago in one of our lives, we showed some of the stuff that we got from Tennessee, but we should do that. We should make a video and show everybody.
Probably needs to be a YouTube video so we don't get flagged. But yeah, Tiff bought me a gun from the American Revolution.
Well, I wasn't talking about the gun. I was talking about the flag and the picture of Abraham Lincoln. Like, you got some cool stuff, but maybe we'll do that next.
Maybe we'll do that next live.
Intro.
Yeah. That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
VA, well, they have metal detectors. My VA doesn't have metal detectors.
I think they're all different, yeah.
Yeah. Show us your big bone knife. I will, Greg.
I'm going to be saying that later.
Do you guys know that there's a video on our YouTube channel where I actually pulled my penis out? It's blurred out, and it was a fake penis. But I think it was Road King remembers. He was like pretty active back then. And somebody messaged me like right when the video happened. It was like, dude, I was sipping my beer and you pulled your penis out and I literally spit my beer all over my living room. It was awesome. Yeah.
Some of Ryan's earlier videos are questionable.
They're pretty questionable, yeah.
They're very questionable.
Video of snorting cocaine, talking about the freaking Florida gun law.
It's hot in here. Aren't you hot wearing that sweater?
I'm always hot because of my extreme good looks and talent. Okay, next question. Terrence says, how do I purchase a gun in Florida if I am living in Florida temporarily and have an out-of-state driver's license? So, Terrence, you're allowed to purchase a rifle or a shotgun in Florida, considering that you're an out-of-state resident. But if you are permanently residing in another state, but you're temporarily living in Florida, you are not legally allowed to buy a handgun. So that would include any type of pistol, AR pistol, AK pistol, all of it.
But I spoke to him too. So, and I guess he talked to you at the class. So he's living here though. So he has like an address or whatever. So then you can provide.
Yeah, but that only applies. Like the question is, do you intend to make Florida your home? And if the answer is no, because you're a temporary resident, let's say you're like a travel nurse or something like that, and you're here for a 3-month contract, you don't intend to make Florida a home. So therefore, it doesn't matter. Yes, there's a loophole to get around this, but that's not a legal loophole. If you get caught, you could get prosecuted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But I was thinking, like, if you're here temporarily or you're calling this your home, no, that doesn't matter.
You have to intend to make Florida your home.
Or be here for more than 6 months of the year.
But then you have to have dual residency. You own a residence here, you live in another state, and you live in both states for exactly 6 months each year.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's hot in here.
Yeah, so Bruce, you can definitely purchase the gun and have it shipped to your local FFL. That's totally okay.
Yeah, in your home state, though, not to Florida, right?
Okay, so Wilkerson says, I just picked up a 200-year-old musket at a private sale this weekend. Ooh. That's cool. Screw valve. I'm going to bring her back to being a shooter. Is that even possible? That'd be awesome. Like, he actually wants to be able to shoot it.
Oh.
I think that's awesome. If you can do it safely, like, that would be my fear. But I think that would be dope, dude.
I wouldn't want to shoot it.
Wouldn't want to?
I want to save it.
I will. I'll do it. I have, remember, no consequences. It's the oath that I live my life by.
I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm saying I think that would be really, really cool to save, because when you shoot it, doesn't it wreck it when it's old like that? Because it can't shoot modern ammo.
Can't shoot modern ammo. Yeah, so it's kind of like that muzzle loader that I have. Like, because it's so old and I don't have real black powder, I just have the modern powder, I just don't put a ball in it. So that keeps the pressure down. You just shoot, you get the puff, but I don't want to actually overpressurize it and explode it.
And blow it up. Okay. Yeah. Crazy, but very cool.
So Will says, any cool culinary adventures.
Plans.
What does that mean? Like Taco Travel videos. We are actually going to go in June. We are going to Arizona. We're going to go to the Grand Canyon as a family. So that'll be super neat. Tiffany's sister is telling the children, I don't think you guys should go because your dad's going to let you get too close to the edge.
No, she said that she went to the Grand Canyon and it's very dangerous. That's what she said. So she's like, be careful. She just worries about the kids because she knows that they're like rambunctious and they'll roughhouse like around the edge and stuff. So
this is survival of the fittest. If we come back with one less, then, we just adopt and move on with our lives.
There you go. Hey, man, what happened to the Bible study coffee mornings? I definitely still think about that, and I still think that would be a great idea. It just, we have not made that a priority, probably because we're probably still wondering if anybody's dumb enough to actually join us on this.
Maybe it should just be a podcast so it's easy, and then we don't have to be dressed.
Do we walk around not dressed?
No, but like we wake up in the morning and like our hair's all jacked. You don't have makeup on, so you look like a demon or something, but I'm teasing. No, but like when we wake up in the morning and we're just kind of sitting there in the chairs, maybe it needs to be something like that. Or maybe it does just need to be a video.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with not being, I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it. So, nothing local in Florida. Tiff never found the elusive stuffed pepper.
No, she did. In Mexico,
In Mexico, I found the greatest chili relleno.
Greatest.
But still, I'm just waiting for Ryan to take me. Maybe on my birthday, he'll take me to Tapatia's. But there was the greatest, so far, in Florida, the greatest chili relleno. I still think about it.
You know that's a good restaurant when you like think about it and crave it months and weeks later, right?
Yes, exactly.
Whereas some of these other restaurants, it's like, oh, I kind of forgot we ever even ate there.
Yeah, exactly. No, this, like I think about it. Do you ever think about it?
I do. My mouth is watering right now, literally.
I know.
And the new hot sauce that you bought is called Tapatios.
Oh.
So I was looking at it and I was like, we should go back to that restaurant.
See,
right?
That's a good restaurant when you think about it like that.
Okay, so RV Dog says, can you carry in federal park? So basically, there's a national park, which falls under federal law. And then there's a national forest, which for some random reason, a national forest, you have to follow the laws of the state that national forest is in. So yes, actually, President Obama passed that law that you're allowed to open carry and concealed carry inside of a national park anywhere in the United States, as long as it's also legal based on the state law that you're in.
State law.
So if you're in Colorado or whatever, you're at Yellowstone, you're allowed to carry a gun in Colorado, which means then you're allowed to carry it inside of that federal park. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, good one.
After killing constitutional carry, Florida Senate president now wants to oversee concealed carry licensing. Figures.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Love chews and the creamy jalapeno sauce. Do you know about this sauce?
Nope.
Creamy
Gator hot sauce. That sounds good.
Ooh. OTOW Racer. You have our email. Send me what that is, please, because I want to know what this.
Better not be some creepy thing you saw on the hub, because I'm not interested.
All right. Anything else before we end tonight's show?
one more quick little story. So this is a 12-year-old girl got tragically murdered on her birthday.
Surveillance video hoping to find the gunman who shot and killed a 12-year-old girl on the way home from her own birthday party. City pod cameras captured these images of the killers. Back on March 1st, Nizaria London Moore was riding in the car with her family near 72nd and Oakley when someone started firing in the street. A bullet hit Moore in the head. She died 3 days later. Chicago police are offering a $15,000 reward for information leading to a conviction in the case.
Yeah, so pretty crazy. Come say hi, Link. Pretty crazy situation. It doesn't matter. Young girl just got killed, totally random. And it seems like they just wanted to kill somebody for fun. And it's Chicago, man. It's just like normal there. Crazy.
So crazy how many guns are on the street.
What does that mean?
How many shootings happen in Chicago?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
But it's because they have terrible leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that if you had a real leader come in there that was willing to actually do something, that they could fix this stuff.
Like,
right?
when I'm searching shootings, right, it's like Chicago. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How much stuff happens there.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
insane.
wild. All right, so our Road King is asking about bringing a gun into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but he wants to bring a Shockwave, which is not a shotgun. It's not a short barrel shotgun. It's classified as a firearm, okay? You have to be super cautious because, like you said in your comment, the police don't always know that that's like a legal loophole, right? Like, I've had cops harass me about suppressors, and I'm like, no, this is legal, bro. Like, I'm allowed to have this. And they look at the tax stamp and they're like, what is this? Because cops don't always know what's legal and what's not. So just use caution. And if you're going to have an item like that, just be very patient because they might freak out that they don't understand what it is.
Okay, why don't you tell everybody about Lincoln coming to your classes and how long he's been coming?
Okay, so Lincoln has, you guys have probably seen if you come to my class recently, Lincoln has been coming to every one of my concealed carry classes, my shooting classes, everything for like 4 or 5 months, 3 months. It's been a long time.
No, it's been like 4 or 5.
Long time, but he is a hustler, man.
No, it hasn't been quite a year, but he's been doing it for a long time.
He gets paid $5 an hour, so nobody file a lawsuit against me or tell him about how to do that. $5 an hour, all of it goes into his Fidelity investment account, and he's allowed to spend 10% of it on like his own whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So he bought some Nerf bullets or whatever, right?
Yeah. He bought 100 Nerf bullets to add to his 1,000 Nerf bullets that he has.
Which the neighbors were like driving around the neighborhood, and the neighbors come up to me. They're like, "Will you give these to your son?" And it's like a huge handful of 500 Nerf bullets.
Yeah. So everyone's saying good job.
Everybody's saying, "Hey Lincoln, hey Lincoln,
Yeah,
hey Lincoln."
I know. So wave and
Like,
say hi.
I think what's that guy's name? Will.
Yeah.
Did that.
Yeah. So look
Yomar.
in the camera and say hi to everybody. So I wanted you to tell about how Lincoln shakes everybody's hand.
All right, so I make the kids, because I had to do this as a kid, right? What really bothers me is how many people come into the class and I like go to shake their hand and they shake it and I'm like, "Hey, my name's Ryan," and they're like, "Hi," and I'm like, "What's your name?" Like, you've never done this before, you don't know, you tell me your name.
Or they're not sure how to shake.
Okay, Mr. Dan just gave you $10.
Mr. Dan, thank you.
Extra. Yeah. It's actually $9.99. So thanks, Dan. We appreciate you, buddy. So we make Lincoln. Every single customer that comes in, he's got to walk up, shake their hands, and introduce them.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, Lincoln was like, "Dad, they're just ignoring me. They're just walking by." And I said, "Don't allow them to." I said, "Walk up to them, get in their face, and be like, 'My name is Lincoln.' And don't give them an option. Get in their face and be aggressive." And he does it, and it's amazing. But you have to make eye contact. You have to look at them, say your name, because so many people in our society today just don't understand that.
Right.
It really is shocking to me.
Yeah. So, and then the other day, Ryan put it into practice.
So our neighbor, Adam, was outside, and Adam's mom was there, who I've never met. So he said, "Hey, Ryan, you ever met my mom, Gail?" And I said, "No." So I walked over there and I introduced myself, and me and her are chatting. And Lincoln comes by on his little bike or whatever, and Adam's like, "Hey, Lincoln, have you met my mom?" And Lincoln got off his bike and he's like, "Nope, my name's Lincoln." And he locks eyes with her, walks up with his hand out, shakes her hand, and Adam is like, "Oh my God, wow, you don't see that very often."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I did it as a kid. I expect them to do it. I just think it's like a critical foundational thing, right?"
Yeah, so skills like that are important. We focus on things like that more than we do like whatever the school stuff is, right?
Okay, who's talking about white supremacy? Why is that even a conversation on here? That's a myth perpetuated by slave owners.
Dad, do you see
Knew I shouldn't wear this freaking sweatshirt.
Dad, do you see that one?
No, it's nothing to do
Go
with
down.
that.
Do you see that one?
Just don't worry about it.
It's
a cashless and handless society. Not in my world. Even when COVID, that's why I laughed so much. Even like in 2020 when COVID was going crazy, I shook everyone's hand. And everybody still shook my hand. I was listening to a podcast today of a guy talking about how to sell to multicultural people. And, Japanese never want to touch. They never want to shake hands. Chinese, they don't want to shake hands. But we're in America. In America,
They all shake your hand.
They will because they're here, but what he was saying is they don't like it.
Okay.
So if you're meeting a Japanese person, you're supposed to just slightly bow, not make eye contact. Apparently, eye contact is very offensive to them, whereas not making eye contact to an American is offensive.
Right.
So that's what he was explaining in the business world is you got to understand what your customer wants.
Who your customer is. Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay.
All right, guys, we appreciate you. Have a great night. That was awkward. Okay. Just remember, we are bad guys because we love guns.
Yeah, but we're not.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All day.
We appreciate you, and we will see you next Monday night at 7 p.m.
Peace.